Welcome to my YouTube channel, Victoria here of Aboki Knits. It's nice having you back. For every returning subscriber and for the new people watching this video, you are welcome to subscribe and join the crew. In this tutorial, I'm showing you how I made this balaclava. This size is for a child, but the tutorial I'm going to make it's for an adult. And we are going to start by making that rib. It's a full rib, not a one by one, but a full rib of pulling out all the needles. So for the adult, I did 61 rows. The other ones I pulled out all needles, 61. That is a total of 121 needles that I pulled out and knitted a solid rib of 10 rows. And then I was using tension 6, knitted tension 6, 10 rows, then knitted the one row in tension 10 to fold the rib to create the hem. That's what I did. So you knit your 10 rows in tension 6. I'm going to maintain tension 6. Actually, the body will be, the rib is in tension 6. That is a row number of 10 by 10, making it a total of 20 rows for the rib. Then you make a hem by picking up stitches, the ones that you wrapped on, and then you cast them back onto, you feed them into the needles. Sorry, my voice is a bit husky, I don't know. I still have some flu. That's why I'm doing this voiceover. And also this day I recorded a video. The weather wasn't well. There's a lot of thunder, a lot of noise. So that's why I'm doing this voiceover. Now you go on and pick up all the stitches across so that you join your hem to make a full one. And then after that, all you have to do is to knit one row and you are done doing the hem, and then after we shall be working on the body. To you who is back to watching this video, thank you so much for returning. I appreciate. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and like this video. Let me know what you think about it. Give it a thumbs up, share with your friends. Let me know what you really think about it. I always read every comment that comes through. That may take time to respond, but I do really appreciate all your comments. So right about now, we are going to knit straight up without any increases, without any reductions. I had some bit of challenge with the thread tangling, so I had to keep on detangling. Yeah, so that's what I was actually, it really gave me a hard time working on it. But all you are going to do is to knit up straight up to 100 rows. I didn't do any increases, any decreases. However, remember our head sizes differ. So this is kind of a medium head size. If you're doing for a person, or if a head is kind of bigger, maybe you would consider increasing the number of rows. Or if it is smaller, like for a child, the other one I did for a child was 51. So it was kind of smaller than this. That's why I'm saying this is a bit medium-sized for a person. So go on ahead, do that. Get your good measurement. This is a simple tutorial that you can make even if you are a beginner. So I knitted straight up 100 rows without any increases. So at row 100, I selected up needles 20 on the needle bed. I looked at a point needle 20 and also 20. Those are 40 needles in the middle. So I didn't pull them all out. I just pushed them a bit, so that because I was going to, that was going to create our eye hole area. So you select those needles right in the middle, not on the side or what, right in the middle, and then you get a long thread, yes, which we are going to use to cast off the work. So you get your you pick up another thread and then you use it to cast off the yarn of those 20 selected needles, sorry, those 40 selected needles of the 20 to create the face or that eye hole that we are going to make for the balaclava. So go on ahead, pick up your thread and cast off this. Yes, so that is what basically I'm doing here, picking up using a different thread. I'm not using the one in the machine, I just got a different one. So you cast off with that until all the needles that you've selected out are done. So go on ahead and do that. This will help you create the eye hole. Yes, we are just creating the eye hole. There are quite a number of tutorials about balaclavas. If you still want more explanations, you can check out other creators and you see how they did theirs and you compare. We all learn from each other. So do those. Also, your face size depends, so you might want to make more than the 40 needles or less than that. It depends. Yeah, so after doing that, you can see the hole has already been created. Then I pushed back to the front these 40 needles because I was going to cast the yarn on to knit again, to continue the knitting. So after casting off, using that very thread that you are using to cast off, so it has to be really a long yarn, a long piece of thread that you've picked. After casting off with it, you use it to cast on again. Yes, you push your needles to the position E, which is like the holding position, and you cast on your thread again, just like I'm doing. And then we shall continue with the knitting after you've cast on. I was working the body in tension 7. The rib was in tension 6 and the body was in tension 7. So after casting on, you might consider tying your loose tails together so that you can knit well. So remember, your yarn was in the feeder, you continue knitting so that doesn't really disrupt your work, and hang your comb so that your thread doesn't jump out. Yes, hang your comb well to make sure that your work doesn't jump off the needles, and then you continue knitting 80 rows. So we shall be having a total of 180 rows for a full balaclava. Now I didn't change any rows or what, so I continued knitting right from the 100. I created the hole and then I continued knitting 80 rows to make a total of 180 rows. So go on ahead and continue knitting up to when you make 80 rows, and then after you shall be casting off your work from the machine. All right. So after making up to 8 rows, I knitted one row in tension 10 so that I can cast off loosely, like how you work on with a beanie, how you cast off. So that last row has to be in tension 10 so that it is loose enough to join together. Now you cast off with a yarn needle by picking up stitches and pulling them through so that when you gather they form that gathering edge like at the top. So that's what I'm basically doing, just picking up all the stitches using the yarn needle one by one. Don't skip a stitch. If you skip, it may unravel. So do that all together by pulling out all the needles, all the stitches from the needles. And then after, we shall have to be joining the balaclava. Basically, that is how easy it is to make a balaclava. You can do it in the cold times if you want to cover your head for skiing. You want to keep yourself warm. So go on ahead. Or if you have a helmet and you prefer wearing one under your helmet, this is also a good project that you can do, or you can gift it to someone. Yes, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed, and comment, liking the video and sharing it. So after picking up all the stitches, I pulled them all together and joined them to form that. So I joined it together using the blind stitch method. You can see the face area. So this is going to be the back part of the balaclava. So what you will do is pick up stitches. You know how I've been doing the blind stitch. You pick up like 2 stitches one side and then 2 stitches the other side. You join them together. The stitch doesn't show. Whichever way you join your work, I don't know, whichever way you always join your work, you can join it together. So I'm going to do that off camera. Join this whole back part together, and I'll show you when the balaclava is done. So go on ahead and do that. We shall meet after. So this is how it turned out to be. See how the facial area is. This is the back. You can see the seam is kind of hidden, not so very visible. So that's how the balaclava is. Consider liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be happy to see you next time. Bye bye.